I'm not a therapist. I'm just moi. Hello, it's Aviva Tamar. Whatever it is, and I'm here with a tarot card reading for my water signs. Okay. Okay. Let's get into this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use my Kawaii Tarot, and I'm going to give you a general forecast for your August, for your internal landscape, what's going on internally, because I don't like to try to predict the future of the outside world. You have more control over your internal world, so that's what we're going to focus on. Let's do the spiel. Hi, I am just an interpreter of symbolism. I am not all-knowing. I don't know your individual situation or small little factor that could be affecting you. So please take everything I say with a grain of salt. Don't try to make square pegs fit into round holes. And if it vibes, it vibes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's okay. Go find another reader. I'll link one down below. I love to share other readers with people. I don't know. I just like to promote others. I don't have a lot of followers yet. Yurt. I don't have any. Never mind. I'm gonna move on. Let's get into this reading, shall we? Let's do this. Okay. Kawaii Tarot. Oh, by the way, I do daily and weekly readings on Instagram, so go ahead and find me at Happy Witchy Mama. I also do personal readings over on my Instagram, so you can DM me over there. I also have an Etsy store on which I sell bracelets, so you can check me out on my Happy High Priestess or Aviva Tamar. Either one, actually, will help you find me. That's my Etsy shop. Check me out. Let's do this. All right, water signs. What do we need to know in August, my fellow water signs? Okay, to start off with, Four of Wands. So there's stability, okay? Minimum, we are establishing some emotional stability, which is good. We like emotional stability. Nine of Cups. Our intuition, our intuitive sense is growing. It's expanding. We may be manifesting, as in, like, I'm kind of redefining what manifesting means to me right now. So whatever manifestation means to you, however you manifest, August is going to be the time to do it, is all I'm saying. Okay, we also have the Empress, right? So that came up in the Earth reading as well. So I want to say that if you have Earth in your chart very strong like myself, you will have to note this particular energy, okay? So this is big energy, this is big mama energy, okay? This is taking care of other people, lifting other people up, but in like the most caring possible way. This is having empathy and sympathy and love and wanting to share any abundance that you happen to possess. That could be time, energy, money, whatever. Whatever you have extra of, you should be pouring it into someone else's cup whenever, wherever you can in the month of August, because you've got to be carrying this big mama Empress energy, okay? So wherever you can give in August, do that. And I think that this element, if you follow it, flow with that mother energy, you will find that you will feel more emotionally stable and you will expand your intuitive abilities. Let's continue. What else do we need to know about in August for the water signs? We have the Hermit, so there may be a need to isolate ourselves in August. I mean, yeah, if you're in the US, Corona, so we're probably going to be isolating ourselves. However, if you're not in the United States, States. If you're not in the United States, or if you're in a situation where you have the ability to be around other people's, or if you usually like take part in like weekly Zoom calls, or if you're like, I don't know, participating in a regular social event, I think that in August you need to take a break. Take a break from being social in most of your normal ways in August. I think what we need to do is kind of recenter ourselves. Did you see the drama? Death. Okay, this is my lucky number. Number 13 is my favorite. Oh, sorry, it's my favorite. Can you see why? It's because I'm so clumsy. So number 13, death. It's change. It's change. It's change. Okay. It's my favorite. It's Scorpio. So shout out to my fellow Scorpios, Scorpio suns, and Scorpio Plutos, and Scorpio Marses. This is my life. So yeah, death, change. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable in August, because there's some changes headed your way. Try to have sympathy and empathy for others. Try to be understanding and patient with yourself. Do all of the self-care, and only pour into other people's cups if you have overflow. I want to stress that. Like, direct the Empress energy at yourself first, my water signs, and then if you have extra, then see to others. I know that fellow parents will understand that that's not always possible, but we parents need to put extra effort into pouring into our own cups and caring for ourselves in August, especially as we gear up to start up the school year and get ready, a lot of us, to homeschool our kids. I currently just have a preschooler, so thank goodness for that. That's my expertise. I don't mean to like pop my collar or anything. I'm just saying. I'm like, my child is 3.5. He's going into 4 years old. This is the exact age, aside from like 2-year-olds, that I absolutely love. So I'm excited for this school year, but I am aware that it is going to be extremely taxing. So I am preparing with a whole lot of self-care and really doubling down and making a schedule for myself, like creating this structure for myself. So like, guys, we got to get on it. That's all I'm saying. So there's that. There's change. We got to prep for it. There is isolation. We got to be ready for it. And, you know, I think we're going to be able to get through it by utilizing this big mama energy, this Empress energy here, okay? All right? We've got the world, completion, all right? And or having the world in the palm of our hands, a lot of good fortune, also cycles of life, you know, just the general cycles that we tend to go through in life. An ending and a new beginning. Very simple. We're not going to go too deep right now. We're going to move on. The Ace of Wands, the beginning of a creative project, the beginning of following your passions, maybe. Justice. I do love this card because it is as it seems. You know, it's pretty straightforward, right? You got the little mallet and the little thing as a judge. It's a justice. It can be good. It can be bad. It depends on how you have acted. So August may be a month of karma for some of us. So we have to be aware of what we have done in the past few months and how we have acted and how that may be coming back to bite us, okay? Or to reward us. You know, you never know. If you've been doing a lot of good things will come to you. I truly do believe in karma. I believe that karma is not time bound, but I do believe in karma. So this is me, okay? All right, let me get one more card and see what's up. Last message for August. What else do we need to know about our internal world in August? The water signs. Okay, we got 2 more cards, but let's get through them. Strength. All right, so emotional resilience, but also bringing together the light and shadow sides of oneself. So If there are things that you don't like about yourself that maybe you've been trying to ignore, not acknowledge, and it's creating kind of an imbalance in your emotions, it's something that needs to be addressed in August. Let's do some shadow work. I recommend a book, The Upside of Your Dark Side. I do believe I'll link it down below. Also, The Body is Not an Apology. We'll always recommend that book. Putting it down below. Figure out ways to bring together the positive aspects of yourself and the negative aspects of yourself. Bring together the animal instincts that drive you and the morals and higher callings that kind of pull you in a different direction. Figure out ways to like create bridges between these parts of yourself that you don't think could come together, okay? That's a project for August for us water signs. The Page of Swords, okay, is our other thing, okay? And that's educating ourselves, being at the very beginning of being a student, right? We're feeding our minds in August. We're feeding our minds. There was, yes, this. We're feeding our minds and following our passions, okay? So whatever it is that you're very, very passionate about or very, very interested in, you should be learning more about it, okay? You should be putting more effort into learning about the things that you're passionate about. And I understand, trust me, I understand not having a whole lot of time to do these things. Trust me, I get it. If you're truly passionate about it, you make the time for it. Sometimes we make sacrifices and make ourselves uncomfortable. That message that we got earlier, get comfortable with being uncomfortable, that's a thing, you know? And justice indicates that we're going to get back what we put into this, right? So whatever this project or passion is, it will give back to us whatever we put into it. So if we put in effort and time and energy, we are going to get back monetary or emotional rewards in the same capacity, okay? We will get paid back. We just have to really put the energy in, okay? And that's been a big message lately. Bottom of the deck, 5 of Pentacles. That is ego possibly getting in the way, or fears possibly getting in the way, possibly belief systems getting in the way. 3 of Wands on the top of the deck. Step back, get a more objective view of what's going on in your life, okay? Specifically on an emotional level, like step back from your emotional space and try to get an objective view of what's going on without your emotions having a say, okay? And that will probably give you a better idea of what's going on internally that could be making your emotional state more unbalanced and making you possibly procrastinate, or avoid this project that you know you're passionate about, but for some reason can't seem to get started on. So that is going to shift in August if you choose to bypass your ego. If you choose to say, I have this fear, but at the same time, I want to do this thing because it's in my mind and I know it's something that I want to do. So step back, objectively look at your schedule, your daily life, whatever you need to do in order to get this done, and take your emotions and your fears out of this. Just objectively, if I'm going to do this, how would I fit it into my schedule on a daily basis? How would I make sure it gets done? Do the practical stuff, okay? And really, really step away from your emotional space when you're doing this, because your emotions may drive you to favor other people's needs more than your own, especially with that Empress energy. So be careful with that. All right. Remember to fill your cup to the brim first and only pour into others from your overflow. Okay. So that's your general message from the Kawaii Tarot for August, my water signs. Next, I'm going to pull out an oracle deck and see what they have to say. Let's pull out the map. Okay. This is the, oh, cheese and crackers. Things are happening over here. Sorry, I have a mess. Okay. This is the Enchanted Map Oracle deck. This is my Enchanted Map Oracle deck. Let's see what's going on here. Okay. August for the water signs. What do we need to know? Where are we in August? Okay. Here we have a couple cards. Let's talk about them. Okay. So we have some not so beautiful cards, but let's see what they have to say. The first one is Dry Desert, number 31. Oh, that's really pretty. And Stuck in the Mud, number 24. Okay, you can just look at the symbolism here and see that maybe we've got the Hermit going on and definitely some being stuck in some unpleasant situations going on. So let's read Stuck in the Mud first. La, 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 la. Let me fill the time while I'm looking for the number. You're being invited to stop and savor the wonder of your life. Not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Maybe I need to change my perspective here. All right. Becoming stuck is sometimes the only way to trick yourself into slowing down and looking around you. This is facts in my life, no lie. In fact, this is a sign that you need to shift your focus away from what you're doing and place your attention elsewhere. Struggling will only get you to even muddier places. Now is not the time to move forward, but to observe. Clarity about your circumstances will come a little later. Stop and find the joy in what you've been overlooking. Soon you'll be out of the mud, but for now, be still and know that Spirit has a plan for you. So this is making me think of that Three of Wands. We need to take that step back. And it appears that in August, we may experience a time, a moment. It'll be different for everybody, where we do feel trapped, stuck. And that will be a sign to us in August, water signs, to get our shit together, to not worry too much about being stuck. Don't worry too much about moving forward. Just be still. Because in quicksand, when one moves around too much, one just sinks, right? They mention that when you struggle too much, you're just going to sink deeper, right? So when we find ourselves stuck, we mustn't struggle to move forward. We should probably step back and, like with that Three of Wands energy, assess where we're at right now, get an objective view of things, and definitely appreciate and understand, maybe not always appreciate, but definitely understand what events brought you to where you are. All right, so there's that. Okay. And also consider choices that you've made that have brought you to where you are. Okay. Just rambling. I'm just going to ramble forever. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to talk forever about literally nothing, and hopefully somebody will listen. That would be wonderful. Okay. Dry Desert, 31. Dig deep for inspiration and truth. Now is the time to become resilient and adaptable. This makes me think of the Strength card, actually. Is your life presenting you with opportunities that seem to yield nothing? Have your ideas dried up? Does it feel like you're on an endless journey through a dry, hot, lifeless desert? This card reminds you that there are times when you're meant to become resilient as you journey through harsher circumstances. You're being required to conserve your energy until, after consistent effort, you reach the oasis you're searching for. Consider the creatures that live in these conditions. They have adapted to thrive in spite of the outer environment. In a desert, water, essential for life, can be found deep underground. Go deep within yourself now. Find your truth there. Let spirit sustain you while you locate the real source. Whatever it is you're asking about will not be found in the conditions you're in until you move past the surface of things and choose to do the real work and discover the answers deep within you. There we go. We got it. This may not seem like the most productive time, but looks are deceiving. This is a most important place to find what's truly right for you. That was a lot. Let me just try to wrap this up here, okay? Essentially, what this is telling me is that, yes, obviously a pause is necessary. We need to take a break, need to chill, okay? I've been contemplating something for a while, and now I think I have made that decision based off of this reading, so that's okay. Yeah. And so there's that. And then, during this pause, while we're in this stuck place, we really do need to step back from our emotional space. We really do need to like separate ourselves from our emotions as much as possible, while at the same time understanding where those emotions are coming from and hearing the messages that they're trying to teach us. You know what I mean? I did this with my therapist. I found a very good therapist, and she taught me how to visualize and personify my emotions, essentially, and therefore get a more objective view of them, have conversations with them, receive their messages without judgment, and then send them on their way or incorporate them into myself. It's a process. It required a lot. And I really wish I had had more time with her. So I recommend that. Again, I'm going to link therapy options down below as well, because I really do believe in the power of like visualization and creating like an internal world where you can address those internal problems. At least that's what works for me. It may not work for everybody, but that's what works for moi. Okay. I'm moving on. This is why I recommend therapy. I'm not a therapist. I'm just moi. Okay. Ow. Okay, so there's that. Let's move on. Let's do that. Let's move on. I'm going to give you the very last things here. Okay? First a quote, then a Wild Offerings Oracle card, and then we're done. I promise. I'm not trying to make this more than 30 minutes long, and I'm racing the clock at this point, so we're going to see what happens. I don't know. It depends on how much editing I feel like doing. Because I really don't feel like doing any. Like, I don't want to. Oh, that was easy peasy. Okay, so this is from The Last Unicorn. Never run from anything immortal. It attracts their attention. And I think this is very much referring to your emotions. So definitely don't run from your emotions. Definitely address them, but do it from an objective space. Like separate yourself from that emotion, give it a form, be like, "Hey, how you doing? What are you here to tell me?" That's what I do. That's what I went to therapy for. I still recommend going to therapy, but that's what I do. Okay. And the other one is from Bambi. Oh, this one's good. This one I need to remember all the time. If you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. So that's our message, water signs, for the month of August. If we don't have anything nice to say, we should keep our mouths shut. All right? And we should definitely don't run from your emotions. And if you believe in spirits and you feel as though spirits are trying to contact you, do not run from them, especially if you feel like they are like dark entities. That's the kind of situation where like you need to seek assistance from perhaps some professionals, but definitely don't like actively fear things from another realm, because it really does heighten their awareness of you That's just my personal experience. But I'm just moi, as we established. So last thing, very, very last thing, very, very, very last thing, I promise. I swear I'm going as fast as I can. Can't you tell? Oh my goodness. Okay. All right, Ganesha, what do you have to say? Wild Offerings Oracle deck on the table. What do we got? What do we got for the water signs in August? Let's do it. Water signs in August, Ganesha. Whoop, 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 whoop. Man, some of these cards are really trying to jump, but none of them. Ah, there it goes. And of course, it fell on the floor. Thank you. Spaciousness. What do I no longer need? Help me, God, to release whatever people, places, or things drain my vital essence. Show me what will fill me with enthusiasm and joy. So, month of August, water signs. Again, we need to use that 3 of Wands energy. Step back, take a breath, gain some objectivity, and decide what exactly we don't really need. If we want to follow our passion project and do the thing that we know is really going to pay us back when we can put the energy into it, what do we need to take out in order to put the energy into the thing we really want to put our energy into? I understand that this may involve some risk taking. However, I'm just saying there are ways to balance practicality and risk taking. For some of us, and for others, now just may be a time of just like stillness and contemplation, right? And considering all the messages that you received and wondering how maybe you can apply them, all right? I'm just rambling now, but I'm just saying. Anyway, let's I'm done. I'm done talking actually. So I'm gonna go. Thanks for joining me. It was awesome. I hope you had fun. I had fun. I had a great time. So I hope I see you again in the next one. Okay, bye.